Doc Pinto, when I came to you with symptoms, you took a picture, you told me what was wrong. I thought we made a plan. I didn't lie. Same thing for Doc Norberg. I went to Doc Norberg, I had some symptoms. I didn't lie, he gave me surgery, he fixed it. I moved on with my life. With that being said, I've never misrepresented my symptoms to anyone. You'll never get me to say I'm lying about being disabled. What you can do though is pay your Minnesota Department of Health doctors, just like you took the people with the contractual obligations like Speedway and Hy-Vee, and then you had them play your games because you knew people had filed complaints against them and it was discriminatory. So if Keith thinks that he settled this and that I'm just asked out now, I'm okay with that. Like I said, God did me a favor and he let me have children. God let me be a mom. So in my mind, a mom was me getting up every day. Once my kids started going to school, I made sure they had breakfast. I tried to make sure they had the things they needed. If they didn't, I borrowed it from people. I made sure they got it. They got to school. When the school said they needed this, that, and the third, I tried to work with the school. When we couldn't work together, I tried to get a lawyer. Now, whether or not that lawyer did me any justice, Amy, it's neither here nor there. But like I said, in Social Security court, if my family went and said that I was gay and I'm in the closet, they're wrong. I'm not sleeping with anyone. In fact, I haven't had sex in years. I could be uptight. I might not be. But I used to tell my sister that, once you learn to have sex for money, it becomes like a machine to me. And then you wonder what women do in order to seek love, because it's a game for them. It's getting money. So I can't understand how someone in the sex industry who, no offense, does it for money all the time would be in love with someone, because how would you trust them? It's like an actor. I used to say I couldn't trust actors because now I started to look at what they said because they could be acting. How do you know when they're not acting? Here they are on TV telling me things and they're getting Grammy Award winning accolades, and they're getting Oscars for acting. So then I stopped trusting in their information. Then I learned that actors would go and the political people would seek them out because of their following. Again, if Rihanna told some people to jump off the bridge, you would be amazed how many people would jump with Rihanna just because they love Rihanna that much. Now, is that crazy? It could be. I don't know. But my mama said to me, if your friend jump off a bridge, you gonna jump? No. I'm scared of heights, number one, so you ain't gonna get me on the bridge. Number two, I'm not climbing on the rail, I'm not jumping. So that's crazy. I'm not crazy. Just as my friends do it don't mean I'm gonna do it. But again, that comes with home training. So, when I moved on to the teeth thing, that man said I had a gum disease. Why? Because every time I got my teeth cleaned, I cried about it. It was painful like a motherfucker. I'd be asking them to give me Novocaine just to clean my teeth. I went once a year versus every 6 months because it was so painful. I even let them root plane one side. They root planed it. My mouth bled for like 2-3 days. And because I smoked cigarettes, I kept asking them, should you give me an antibiotic? Y'all scraping my teeth. I eat food. For all I know, I'm getting an infection. They're like, no, you ain't got no infection. Well, I don't know. I know my teeth started to wiggle on that side. They started to fall out the socket one by one. And Dr. Sanchez, like I said, I went in to have a tooth fixed. He told me the back teeth needed to have the cavities removed because they were old fillings. And once he dug out those old fillings, 2 teeth crumbled. And then he said he needed to pull one because it was next to it when he went to go get the root out, he broke it. And as this one was just sitting there, he said, well, you might as well move it because it's going to hurt. It's the only tooth there. So with that being said, I listened to the dentist and he took out all of my back teeth. So again, at some point I had to stop listening to people and, start asking questions, reading up for myself. If you can't explain it, you find another doctor. I tried that with my partial hysterectomy. That doctor said, well, if the first doctor said you need a partial, you need a partial. It's just that simple. Oh, that's not a second opinion. That's just somebody confirming what the other doctor did. Unlike Dr. Vent, that doctor said I needed to be on a low blood pressure pill because my blood pressure was sky high for some hours and days. So he felt like Dr. Vent needed to put me on a low blood pressure pill, and he didn't. And that's why I hated Dr. Vint. Because, see, he didn't take the other doctor's advice. And I don't know how long my blood pressure was high or not. I don't know if they gave me a card or not and said, follow it. We would have to honestly get the file out and see what Dr. Vint did. Because I think that was when Dr. Roram wasn't there. So, as I walk, just understand my frustration. When I get back to that shelter, like I said, if my case study has been taken from my email, it's from whoever stole my computer out of the Huntington, and whether or not the computer was bought with that fake Prudential insurance money, it was still my Yahoo account. It was done in my name, and you couldn't steal it, nor could you be in there. And like I said, my phone, I just personally thought my son got it and gave it to Michael Sr. for Andrea. That's what I thought. And I didn't want to say it, but that's why I keep saying my son and my daughter was being made to do things from their dad. And it was pissing me off. You know, like they just wanted me to get back with Michael. And I tried to move on from that. And some people say I'm crazy for even saying it. But then, just like the vibe I get sometimes is right, that vibe don't go away. When I thought he was buying a house, I thought it was, like I said, off my Facebook page because I put that information up. I called a realtor. I talked to him about what I was owed, what I wanted. Next thing I know, this bastard's buying a house and I'm not. And I'm supposed to just, again, I'm not doing it, Don. Land trust. I hate y'all. I'd rather die. So let's make that shit happen ASAP painlessly, like you tried to do with the sleeping pills, Michael Cooper Sr. Because remember now, Michael Cooper Sr., you used to tell me for a long time that I could never be with nobody else. You would kill me first. So it's real easy for me to think, like I said, Bobby Joe Champion, Keith Ellison, and Don Samuels being in control of my money would help you do that. Why? Because you're ignorant. You didn't know how much money was due me. Andrea don't even know how much money is due me anymore. Really don't nobody know. Why? Because we haven't settled a deal. Because it's ongoing abuse. It's continued terror. And it's at my expense. I call it punitive. I said this was malice, forethought of harm. Like now, walking. Should I wait for the bus back there? Because it's not going to come and bring me up here, is it? No. Should I just stand here? Should I get a sleeping bag? I mean, is that what I deserve? To ball up on the ground, Bobby? City of Minneapolis? If that's what I deserve, I said y'all deserve the death penalty. Why? Because again, in 2013, you couldn't put me in jail for shit. Not a goddamn thing. So what you did with Cora McCorvey is you let them illegally evict me. You've had me living on the street doing your case studies at me and my kids' expense. And like the Hy-Vee deal, you were stealing money and you didn't even care about it. And then the state of Minnesota supported it. And then the white girl at the shelter had a nerve to say, Sharon, just, accept you're a slave. You might as well get over it. Accept it. Why? I absolutely don't accept that. I absolutely accept that I was born in the state of Minnesota a free woman. My mother ain't even a slave. Even if she was born in Tennessee, when she came here, it made me free. She may not be. She could have been transported. Same thing for my father. Remember now, they're from Cleveland. And I don't know if that's a free state or not. I know they had a Republican in office, wasn't he? Boehner. And that's when Linda Baker had all the people from Cleveland come up here. So it's like a Cleveland conspiracy. Huh, Linda? That's what I started to think, right?